Let's practice some psychism together. I'm driving through a small little town and there's a museum here that looks like it's open, and we're going to practice something together. I'm going to go inside, I'm going to place my hands on the objects, and I'm also going to just perceive what I can perceive in terms of energy around the object. I'll let you know what I can see. Let's see if you can see the same thing, but then we've got to be able to cross-reference it with insight, meaning maybe someone at the shop here will know who owned what, or maybe there'll be a placard to help give us evidence of the things we can perceive around the object. As a disclaimer for all of you baby witches and garage mediums, there is no living spirit or attachment to any of these objects. You will perceive an echo of energy, meaning who loved it, who owned it, where it was located, and more. But the common misdiagnosis is that spirit energy is stuck or evil is stuck, and that really is just a sign that you haven't learned how to develop your abilities. You only perceive your projections and your bias, so we are not doing that. So let's go inside and see what we can find. All right, so let's take a look at this. This over here looks like it's probably moonshine, but I'm going to pull out for a second because standing over here, this would be to the left of the screen. There is an energy of a gentleman standing here. He's probably around, I don't know, between 5'10". His shoulders are kind of broad. He's a little bit broad on the top of his body and a little bit slender on the bottom, maybe like a little bit of a beer belly, but he's got a thin pair of glasses. And what's interesting when I look at this over here is that there's frustration. So more than likely, as I'm looking at this over here, something happens. There's probably an event that happens that feels like things are taken away. Now, this might be in connection to prohibition, probably, but he keeps on showing frustration. So there's probably an event that happened around him making whatever he made that was really, really aggravating. And because I can perceive it, more than likely it was a big thing that happened. Probably affected multiple people. Let's find out if I'm correct. We have some volunteers who are working at the very front, and let's see if I can perceive something that is correct. So is a gentleman who stands here. He's about my height, but he's got glasses and he's very frustrated, which tells me more than likely something happened. Do you know anything about the history of this display?
I do not.
His name is going to have like an M in it, like a Matthew or a Mark or a Michael or something like that. Is there information close to the exhibit that I could read? Okay, so this is a lot of fun. So prohibition, we were correct, but if you look right here on a sudden raid on Mike's room, it looks like moonshine, about 40 gallons full of beer mash was destroyed by sledgehammers. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So that would explain why he's going, I'm so frustrated with this. I want to talk about something. This photo right here, you can see. So for those of you that are watching, I want you to see what you can tune into, because for some reason, this photo shows destruction, which means like there's probably something going on here from this photo that looks like it was like sudden in terms of death, not in terms of like longevity of life. So now we have to figure out what does that mean. So reading a little bit further, we found out some more information. So there is destruction that happens here because a few years later, there was a big fire that happened here that destroyed all the homes, leaving 150 people homeless. Okay, so there we go. So now we're understanding why there's turmoil from this picture, these individuals involved to this event over here. Wasn't that so fun? I loved it. I made 2 new friends. I'm going to go back and revisit the McCleary Museum. I'm actually going to go there with my sister, who is actually faster at psychism with her hands tangentially than I am. So we'll do another video soon. If you like content like this, let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms, and I'll see you soon.